Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Fire Emblem Fates Quickies. Today we will be doing Chapter 14, Voice of Paradise, or as I like to call it, Groans of Increasing Discomfort. Chapter 14 is a pretty important chapter for many reasons. The first reason is that we get Leo, our premier magic user for the rest of the run, basically. Leo is a great mixed tank with good movement, phenomenal magic, and good enough speed growth that with the right support you won't really need to get him tonics or pair up. The second reason is that we get another 10,000 gold and an angelic robe from these chests, which will be both helpful to expense and support the rest of the run. Number 3, we get Keaton, our third and final designated backpack unit. Keaton is a wolf skin, and though it might not seem like it from first glance, wolf skins and their promoted variant, Wolf Segners, are very good backpacks, boasting plus 4 strength and speed on pair up. At an S support with Keaton, you can get 7 strength, 4 speed, and 2 defense from his pair up alone. The fourth reason this is important is this is our last chance to get support points with the main cast before we head into the Paralog chain. The next chapter, Chapter 15, only has Korn, Azura, and Gunter as playable units, so this is our final chance to get support points with these guys. The fifth reason this is important is that this is the last breather map you get. After this map in Chapter 15, Conquest stops being a pretty challenging game and becomes an almost annoyingly difficult game to play through. This is the final chapter that's somewhat of a freebie, and we're going to take it for what it's worth. Number 6, we have a vital capture target here, Kumagera. Kumagera is the boss of this map, and he's an Oni chieftain with counter magic, darting blow, and certain blow. His stats speak for themselves. He has great strength, great defense, workable resistance, but not much of anything else. Kumagera is going to be seriously important for us on Chapter 17 because of his certain blow, because it means that even with his shaky skill and the not great hit rates that axes have, he can guarantee hit rates on player phase against the dodgy ninjas. This is the last reason, is that after this chapter we get the Grim Yato. The Grim Yato is an upgrade to our Yato, which makes it slightly stronger, and also makes it so that whenever it's in Korn's inventory, Korn will get plus 2 defense and resistance. Now, our Korn, though being a Wyvern, not exactly the highest defense, though part of it is definitely because we're not promoted yet, and it will help out a lot. Alright, let's get this party started. Now, experienced listeners might notice that the music has changed. The reason is that for all chapters with a somewhat uneasy setting, the main story's music is replaced with Vanity Judge, one of my favorite map themes. Looking at Chapter 14, you'll notice that there actually aren't any dragon veins on this map. The Hoshiden equivalent of this map actually does have dragon veins, but in Conquest we actually don't have any. That might lead you to think that there actually aren't any gimmicks on this map, but you're dead wrong. This map is, if you just press X and look at the enemy range, you'll notice that this map is seriously fucked up with the enemy range. It's all over the place. The thin crossways make it really hard to maneuver around, and the range is dominated by these 4 Shrine Maidens right here. There's 2 free Shrine Maidens and an Enfeeble Shrine Maiden, and the most important one to keep track of is the Hexing Rod Shrine Maiden. Hexing Rod is a status that halves your max HP until the end of the chapter, so we're going to want to keep our combat units far away from that, and if we do bait it, we want to bait it with units that aren't going to see combat to begin with, such as Azura or Mozu. The other thing to keep in mind is that if you go far enough into the range of these right maidens right here, you will spawn a group of reinforcements at the back that have Sky Knights and Kinshi Knights. Now, normally they wouldn't be that much of a struggle to deal with, and even in this chapter they aren't compared to some of the other reinforcements we have to deal with, like in Chapter 9, but because of the cramped hallways over here, it is going to be a bit more annoying to take care of them, and it's just not going to be worth it at the end. So to circumvent this, the turn that we trigger the reinforcements is also going to be the turn that we finish the map. First things first, let's go ahead and get Keaton to safety. Now, Keaton is in range of these archers right here, and only one of them can attack him this turn. He won't die this turn, but if you leave him alone for a bit longer, he will die. Keaton will recruit himself if he's able to, so what we're going to do is we're going to move our Corrin to this tile right here. Keaton will, on ally phase, come over here and talk to him. Because Keaton's going to be Peri's backpack, we're going to move Peri right here behind him, and we're going to end turn. We don't want to move her in front of him because then he would be blocked with talking to her. Next, we'll move Baruka with Kaze in her backpack right outside of the staff range, and we'll have him equip the Raider Knife. Now, if you didn't watch the last Quickies episode, you might be confused as to why we're using a Raider Knife, which is a random castle drop. The reason is our Kaze is actually significantly below average on speed, and if he was average speed, he could actually get to the doubling thresholds that he needs to double these samurai, even without the Raider Knife and just using his Bronze Dagger +1. That's really the main reason. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to move Laszlo. Oh, sorry. Before we do that, we're actually going to move Niles and Camilla all the way up here. We want Niles and Camilla to get a bunch of combat in against these Oni Savages this chapter. The reason is that both of them are pretty close to their next support. Niles in particular is really important because he's close to getting an S support with Mozu. Once that happens, we will be able to get him into Sniper, and also we will be able to ditch Mozu for once and for all. And that's going to free up a deployment slot. As you might have noticed, we have a lot of units that we would really like to deploy that we haven't deployed on this map. Like, I still would like to deploy Effie because she's a solid tank. Benny's an option. Charlotte is a reasonable option, but not really that good. Being able to bench one more unit will free up a lot of space for us to use units. To end the turn, what we're going to do is we're going to move Laszlo right onto this tile right here. We're going to wait with him. We're going to move Leo right next to Azura. We're going to have him trade over all these weapons that we got from Odin and from the Ophelia Paralog. And then we're going to have her dance for him. Now, this doesn't accomplish much except for giving them support points, but that's pretty important in and of itself. Because Leo and Azura are going to get married eventually, and we just want that to be done as quickly as possible so we don't have to worry about Azura's action economy later on in the game. To max out their support points, we need to get her dancing for him 9 times on a map, and that'll give them 3 support points. Then what we're going to do is we're going to move Leo right here. As you can see, Kaze is able to double these samurai with his Raider Knife. Oh, am I going to get demonetized for that? Oh wait, I don't even monetize my videos to begin with. Anyways. As you can see, the archers start putting a number on Keaton, so we just want to take care of them as fast as possible or just get him into safety. For us, we're going to get him into safety. Keaton comes here, he recruits himself, and voila. Let's get our turn started off by having Kaze finish off this Sky Knight right here. Then let's have Laszlo snipe this one down. Then we're going to have Keaton pair up with Peri. Peri's going to move over here, and she's going to absolutely annihilate one of these archers. And now is when you really see why I like to use Peri. 26 strength, 25 speed, and this is without, and this is her in a slower class, mind you. 18 defense is also nothing to mess around with, and she's not even got, Keaton isn't even promoted yet, and she doesn't even have a support with him. At max support, she would have, plus, she would have, yeah, no, she would be at 30 strength, she would be at 26 speed, and she would also be at 20 defense. So, you know, the stats tend to be good stats on a movement, unit with high movement. You can't really go wrong with it. Sorry about that. I need to, let me just get a drink of water real quick. Okay, then Leo's going to move back to Azura, and then we're just going to wait here. And then she's going to dance for him again. We're going to put him back into position, this time with a Calamity Gate. We're trying to make it so that it's a deadly target for any of these units to go, for these Sky Knights to go for anybody, except for Kaze, but even if they do go for Kaze, we can still just kill them easily on next turn. If they attack Laszlo, first of all, they actually can't attack Laszlo. If they attack Leo, he's going to dual strike them with a Calamity Gate and good accuracy, and Laszlo's going to be in the back with a steel bow and just shatter them. If they attack Kaze, he's going to deal a bunch of damage to them, and he's going to shield gauge it off. We're just trying to make it a not fun situation for them. Then what we're going to do is we're going to have Corrin move right below Azura, and we're going to separate Felicia out. We're going to move Camilla and Niles into the range of the Oni Savages, but not into the range of the Hexing Rod. What we're going to do is we're going to put Niles right now. Let's see. So this is the ranges. You have 2 guys with throwing clubs, 1 guy with a pike rune club, which does effective damage against lance wielding enemies, and a steel club guy. The steel club guy is the real threat here because he does the most damage. The pike rune club guy also is not to be trifled with. So we're gonna give Niles his a steel bow, and we're gonna give Camilla a hand axe. Now, at this point, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, they'll still go for Camilla, but if possible, we want them to prioritize Niles over Camilla, because we want him to get support points more. If we had to choose between Niles getting an S support with Mozu and Camilla getting an A support with Arthur, we're going to choose the S support with Mozu, because we wouldn't undeploy Arthur even if we got him in S support because he's a backpack. But if we got Mozu and Niles to an S support, we would undeploy Mozu. One running Sky Knight, one hit KOing Sky Knights on enemy phase with an iron sword. Yeah. Just bloodthirst things, really. Alright. This turn, we're going to start off by having Peri kill Archer. Let's go for this one, you know, for the hell of it. Then we'll have Laszlo kill this Sky Knight right here. That's 2 tiles away from him, making sure that he's doing it with Kaze as his dual strike partner, and not Leo. The reason is that if you get a bunch of support points between 2 units, and then you get a bunch of support points between that unit and another. Okay, I'm not explaining myself properly. If you get a bunch of support points between, let's say, Leo and Laszlo, and then you get a bunch of support points between Leo and Azura, then the cap between the second one is going to be, lower. And since Leo Azura is an infinitely more important support than Leo Laszlo, in fact, Leo Laszlo is completely useless for us. That's why we're going to be taking it on this way. And Laszlo keeps leveling speed. He might actually be a competent combat unit in the late game if he keeps this performance up. Sorry, give me a second. Next, what we're going to do is, Kaze is a bit low. We're going to move him above Azura, and then we're going to swap to Baruka. The reason is that we're going to be moving into range. We're going to be moving to assassinate this Shrine Maiden right here in a few turns, and we just want to prepare for it. Then what we're going to do is we're going to have Corrin move over here and kill this Sky Knight. This lets us get to the next level, and level 16. After this, we're going to be promoting. Now, I'm actually going to spend a little bit of time talking about the promotion. We're going to be promoting into Malignite. This might not make sense since we are minus magic. There is an important reason for this. For the Takumi kill that I'm setting up for endgame, we need to have Trample to make it a reliable one turn, sorry, with Corrin. Trample is really important because of the +4 damage that it gives. So we're going to have Corrin go into Malignite because Trample is needed. And Trample is also just better, and Malignite stats aren't even that much worse, and Corrin is already a good unit. And then we'll swap into Wyvern Lord eventually to get Swordbreaker for Ryoma. Anyways, then we're just going to have, keep maintaining this position with Camilla and Niles, and we're just going to have Niles kill this, Oni Savage right here. We're just going to keep Camilla right here, and we're just going to have her chip these guys, so if we need to, we can eventually kill them with Niles and a sword. Then what we're going to do is we're going to have Leo move over here. We're going to dance for him again. Level up for Azura, completely irrelevant. The only skill that she's going to get that even does anything for us is going to be it's Voice of Peace or something. It's a skill that makes it so that enemies within 2 spaces do 2 less damage. If your dancer is within 2 spaces of enemies and she's in the front, there's something wrong with what you're doing. Now, Niles is going to take a couple of hits here, but he's tanky enough that he can actually survive this. Now, these guys are going to go for Camilla for God knows what reason. I think it's because Camilla doesn't actually one-round them, which is fair, which is a fair point. At this point, we can actually just hand axe this guy. And we can attack one of the throwing club guys with Niles. As you can see, these guys do 6 damage each to him, so we can just attack them with the bronze sword. Now, I'm pretty sure the Niles and Mozu actually aren't going to get their S support, which is pretty tragic, but that's fine. We can just have it done on the Sophie Prologue. Okay, we're just gonna do some of the same old. Have Peri kill another archer. Niles kills another Oni Savage, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now that we're done taking care of all of these threats, we're going to move into position to finish this map in one fell swoop. We're going to move Baruka to the tile, sorry. We're going to try to move Baruka onto this, we're going to eventually try to move Baruka onto this tile right here so that she can fly in here and Kaze can get this. And we're also going to be trying to take out these Shrine Maidens. If you'll give me a second here, something just came up. I'll be right back. Okay, so to put Baruka, to get our units in range properly for the final attack, we're going to just move Baruka in range because we don't really care about her getting enfeebled. make sure that Leo just keeps getting danced. At this point, Leo's combat for the chapter is mostly over. Then what we're going to do is we're going to have Felicia and Corn pair up. If you give me a moment here. We're just going to keep them right... sorry, give me... Yeah, we're going to move Corn right here. Corn also isn't going to engage in any combat for the rest of this chapter, so we don't really care. Laszlo is also much the same, and we don't really care about his combat. We just have Leo left, and that's it. Alright, Hexing Rod on Baruka. We expected this. Okay. We're just going to have Niles go over here. He's going to kill this guy right here. We're actually gonna have him tank a Hexing Rod hit. Well, we're gonna have one of these units tank a Hexing Rod hit because, surprisingly enough, with the proper support, Niles can actually survive an enemy even with his having his HP so low. Now Kaze is a bit low on HP, but we don't have to worry about him. We just gotta move right here, get ready for when we are gonna actually take those units out. Peri also doesn't have really anything to do, so we can just put her into Hexing Rod range. Any unit that you don't have, and any unit that you're not planning on doing anything with is just fodder for Hexing Rod, basically. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to have, as you can see, Niles right here. He takes 11 damage from each of these guys. Maybe if I actually wanted to attack the Shrine Maiden, but apparently I attacked that Archer. Either way, he has a shield gauge up, so worst case scenario, they just attack him and it does a little bit of damage. It doesn't really matter, but I kind of wish I was less of a dumbass. We're gonna check the turn real quick. It's been 6 turns, so another 3 turns until we cap out supports between those two. Now, for the capture strategy, what I'm going to be doing, what I was planning on doing was a capture strategy between where I use Niles just on his own to take care of Kumagera because I can do that. But I'm pretty sure that's not going to be viable anymore, considering that... what the hell, why not capture? Considering that Niles has been hit with a Hexing Rod. So we're going to be taking advantage of the other strategy that you can use, which is just having Camilla soften up Kumagera. The issue with this is that Kumagera is right next to a bunch of archers, and that's really annoying because we can't have her not paired up, because otherwise she's going to get hit with a dual strike from an archer, and that's pain. And because she's a flyer, that's not really a good thing. That's not really something you want to have happen. If you have three flyers, what you can do is you can just have Camilla soften him up. Leave him at low HP and have Niles capture him. The reason you would want to use this strategy is because often people go for Shining Bow Niles, which I'm not saying it's bad. I've done it many times. It's just that this Niles in specific has a bunch of strength, so I thought that it would be a bit dumb to waste his strength and just go Shining Bow. And also he's going to be eventually going Sniper anyways. Normally you would have Shining Bow Niles, or normally your Niles wouldn't have that much defense or strength or HP. So if you attacked Kumagera, you would get hit with counter magic, because counter magic doesn't only just work for tomes and spirits, it works for all magical damage, and you would take all the damage that you dealt back, and then he would also get to hit you back. And that probably means that you're gonna die. So we don't want that to happen. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move over here, and we're just gonna keep moving into position. I think I missed a turn of Leo dancing, so I'm just going to go ahead and wait until turn 10 to execute the plan. So we're going to have Corn, we're going to put Niles in the Corn backpack. We're going to go here. We're going to transfer Mozu over to Camilla, because Mozu is probably the worst backpack that Camilla can have in terms of damage dealing. Because not only does she not have support with her, Mozu also doesn't give strength. So this is our best bet for not accidentally killing Kumagera. Alright. Oh, almost hit auto battle. That would have been the end of this run. Let's see. Oh, we can actually definitely just kill him without the help of that. Alright, never mind. But yeah, normally you would have Camilla move in here. She would hit him with she would be moving into position so she could move over here, attack him with an axe, leave him at low HP, and then Niles would be able to come in and take him out. But for us, we can actually just have Niles do it. I'm gonna be burning an Enfeeble use on Kumagera because the way I'm telling you, there's really not that many other good uses for the Enfeeble staff for the rest of the run. So the best use is to just like use it on Kumagera. After Ryoma, and the next Enfeeble use that you're gonna get a ton of value out of is gonna be like Takumi or Kotaro. And we still have a bunch of uses, so that's what I'm going to use my second Enfeeble on. Again, if you're using the Camilla plus Niles strategy, you really don't need to worry about it, but I'm not, so I do need to worry about it. So we're going to grab this chest. It's going to give us 10,000 gold. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go over here, switch to Niles, and then we're going to capture Kumagera. Almost level up for Niles. Just to see. Okay. Niles and Mozu, hopefully they can get it. After this chapter, you will get access to the Grim Yato. And that's all I have. I'm sorry I was stuttering a bit. I'm in a new place now. I moved, so it's a bit hard to keep track of things. I'm also on a new setup. Please let me know if you guys thought it was better or worse. If you guys have any suggestions, leave them in the comments. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you want to see more. We all know what the bell does by now. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye.